roses on last hour, and they were popular. We are down to our last chance now with our Phillip Watson Designs one-piece Brindabella rose. Your choice of red or purple. You see the red right there. Over 6,100 have now been ordered. Do not wait. 1-800-500-7590. And if you're thinking, I don't know if I can grow a rose, you can grow these. And this one rose bush, which you can see right here, all real flowers, has turned this entire studio into a paradise. They are so fragrant. So here's your purple, and then I'm holding an example of the red, so you can see it together. Phillip Watson joins us. He is a master horticulturist, a landscape designer. He's written books. He's created these gorgeous gardens in private homes all over the East Coast that are often toured for their beauty. And Phillip, these roses look like you have to be a master horticulturist to grow them, but they are easy, proven winners.
Low maintenance roses typically were not very good looking. Low maintenance gardens typically are not good looking. But this is again where the science has come to our rescue. So we've got roses that are big and smell like English style roses, but without the nightmare maintenance that you have with those roses. These do not get eaten up with black spot. I never spray mine, and I'm all for that. I don't like using chemicals in the garden, but if you didn't spray roses in the past, you didn't have anything to look at. And those are our choices. There's a beautiful red right there, which is a great Empress red. This is the deepest red rose you've ever seen, and the outer petals are a deeper red, but lots and lots of petals, and it's all about the perfume. And next to it is the beautiful purple Prince, and it's like grape juice, but deep purple, and the great fragrance. These are not grafted. They're on their own root, which means they don't die back and then come back to be some funky business. I know a lot of you said, oh, there's a little red rose now growing where my really great rose used to be. That's the root stock. This is on its own root. Wow. There's a purple Prince. You see the beautiful foliage
and
all
more
the way
buds
to the ground.
This one's about to bloom more.
Yes, and they get 4 feet tall, 2 feet wide, tidy and bushy, but that clean foliage. I'm sure you think, well, you know, I had pretty roses last year, but they were kind of leggy. That's because it had dropped most of its leaves. That's what roses will do. And I'm not kidding you. If you've never had luck with roses, don't give up. The science is caught up to your needs.
Now,
We've
Phillip,
got something. Yes.
I was just going to say, I cannot wait for you to show everybody what we are shipping you, because this is the largest pot we ship, and we're shipping it for free. That's coming. It's a gallon pot that you're going to get shipped for free.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at this. So again, and I'm going to hold this back so you can see all the shoots that are in there. See the shoots coming up from the base? That's why it's not leggy. The hybrid tea roses will have one stalk coming up from that knot, which is where the graft is. This has got all of these branches. That enables it to have this big bouquet effect. That's its natural habit. You don't have to prune it to get it to do that. It's just what it does. And this will bloom like crazy this year. Again, when I started my own brand, I said, we're not going to do dinky. I can't stand it. I want people to have great success. And there is that beautiful red one, which is the perfect companion to the purple one. It's the most fragrant roses I have ever had in my garden. Extreme winter hardiness, full and dense foliage. And if you're a first-time gardener, who would have ever guessed that your first blooming plant could be a rose bush and you would be successful?
Right. Well, whether you're a first-time gardener who just wants to grow something amazing, or maybe you've gardened for years, even if you've gardened for years, you probably don't want to fuss over anything. This gives you like award-winning roses, really, that you're getting home for 4 easy payments of $7.50. The fragrance here, Phillip, is unbelievable. This one rose bush has made this entire studio smell incredible. In front of me, I have the bush in the purple. We also have a little bit left in the red, but the red is getting super limited. If you want to order these, call us at 1-800-500-7590. Phillip, they are just glorious.
I love them, and I've always got roses to cut. But you know how if you've got oriental lilies in the garden, and you could smell them all the way across the garden, not many roses have that kind of strong fragrance. These do. It's all about the fragrance. It's all about the easy care. It's all about the tidiness of the plant. This is not floppy. This is not going to be leggy. This is not going to be skimpy. These are great in containers. In fact, if you wanted to plant these in containers on a deck, plant them in something that is at least 20 inches in diameter.
Okay.
My whiskey barrels are not quite big enough.
Okay.
A 20-inch diameter. You can get those at a store. Just make sure you've got drainage holes in the bottom. But they're great on a deck area. And if
Wouldn't
you've
that
got
be nice?
hot summers, the roses love the hot summers. They're going to carry on. I feed mine with my time-release fertilizer when I plant them. Then I feed them again in the middle of the summer. Then I feed them the final time on Labor Day. And that will guarantee that you have got your best result. They're going to do really well, even with the skimpiest of maintenance.
Yeah,
and
I
they
love
will
this
not be
idea.
skimpy.
I love this idea of planting them in big containers on a deck, because now when you sit out there and you have your coffee or you're reading, you're relaxing, you're having your glass of wine at night, you can smell this incredible fragrance.
Yes.
And Phillip, it really does look like you are a professional gardener when you grow something like this. I am so excited that it's this easy.
Yes, and you don't have to know as much as a horticulturist knows. Just make clever choices. And I, as a horticulturist, have curated this. I'm bringing you the things that I use, because it's one thing to have something that's pretty. To have something that also performs is a whole nother thing. But that, again, is where the science props up the beauty.
Yeah.
You can't have everlasting beauty without the science behind it. And there's that perfect red rose.
Oh my
and
gosh,
you can
it's
see how
stunning.
beautiful they are against the dark foliage.
You know,
Just,
Phillip,
I'm looking out my window. My dove out there is feeding his baby.
what's happening
Sorry.
outside your window?
I got distracted.
Wait, what did you say? What's happening outside the window?
The mourning doves are feeding their babies on top of the wall out there. Just I saw that looking out the window. That's where I've got some climbing roses, and they've actually made a nest over in the side where it touches the top of the wall. But I love roses. But the climbing rose out there, I do have to spray it. But of course I'm not now, because they're baby doves up there. These I don't have to spray.
You never have
Sorry,
to
I
spray.
get distracted.
So, Phillip, please. I fed the birds over the weekend, and oh my gosh, I love just sitting there watching the birds. So I get it, Phillip. I think if you can, you should pick up a purple and a red, because as I have the purple bush in front of me, the beautiful shrub, but you see it with the red. That is the most stunning, elegant, even downright glamorous color combination. Can you show everybody again what we're shipping? Because if you're not familiar with buying your plants on QVC, you might think we're going to send you a tiny little thing because it ships for free. This is a 1-gallon pot. I said this earlier last hour. Go down to the post office and try and mail a gallon of anything and see how much it costs you. We are shipping you this giant gallon shrub for free. And Phillip, this is the key to having roses this year. You start off with a plant that already has a couple years in it.
Yes, indeed. And these are the right varieties. They're not grafted. They're on their own root. And I know you've got choices where you can get your roses and how you get your roses. And sometimes they're in small pots. Sometimes they're bare root. But in the largest pot, you're going to have great results, and you're going to have it very quickly. I want things in a hurry. I've got one of my big gardens will be on garden tour on June the 1st. I can't mess around. I've got to deliver. And if you do the pricing out on what you see, it's just a great value. It's a great investment. But choosing the right plant is the first thing you do. Aside from what things cost, you've got to make the right decision to make sure that you have the best opportunity for success. And the Brindabella roses will deliver across the board with the fragrance, the hardiness, the perfect foliage, and just the fact that you're not going to have to baby it. It just does its thing.
Red is very, very limited. Purple is also very popular right now. 1-800-500-7590. I'm thinking maybe I have some very big containers out on my deck. I'm thinking maybe this year, instead of replanting them every year, maybe this is the year I stick 2 roses in those containers and just look out. Like, I love this idea of being in my living room or kitchen and looking out on the deck and seeing masses of roses. Like, So you don't even need a yard. If you want to grow these in containers, just get a large pot. And Philip, for everyone thinking about that now, how large should my pot be? And do I need to take any special precautions over winter since they will not be in the ground?
No, you wouldn't in that regard. But what I would do is that the whiskey barrels that I have, which are resin, they're not quite large enough. You can get a whiskey barrel at the box stores that is also resin. You'll have to drill the holes in yourself, but 20 inches in diameter. And I lightly mulch the top of mine in the winter. That's all I do. If they're on a deck area, I pull them right next to the house, and rather than have them out exposed on the far deck area. But these are low maintenance. These are way below zero. In fact, I will use these in an area, say like Aspen, Colorado, that gets very, very cold. Because the way I can do that, even if the top part gets damaged some by snow breaking it or whatever, they're not grafted, so they can come back. Your grafted roses will die back to that graft, that knot that you see at the base of your hybrid tea roses. That's the graft. That's not the kind of rose that you want. You want one that is on its own root, and it's going to go to town, and it's going to have a better look. It's not going to look like a horror show out of the broom closet.
Well, Philip, you know what this sounds like to me? It's like everything in life. Quality determines performance. And we are shipping you a quality rose that is going to perform like you're taking it to the county fair. My grandma's going to be 102 next month on May 15th. On May 15th, we're having her 102 birthday party. She's very excited. We're planning it. And she keeps saying, now, when's my party? But my grandma grew roses, and she would take them to the Fulton County Fair over the years. And sometimes she'd, win for best bloom. And I got to tell you, my grandma gave me a love of gardening. I am no Grandma Kate when it comes to gardening. So I love this idea that I can grow these beautiful roses, frankly, without all the trouble that my grandma had to go through.
Precisely. And when low maintenance roses first started popping on the scene, they weren't very interesting looking. I mean, they would look great from a distance, but you get up close and you think, oh, the petals are not together, it's not uniform looking. These are heavily perfumed. Also, the low maintenance roses had no fragrance.
Yeah, these are
and they were like, have a few petals. This is great. And also because of the genetics, there is a rose disease that is attacking a lot of those low maintenance roses called rosette disease. This doesn't get it. That's what I like about that, is I want something that's going to take care of itself and be strong.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's like, isn't that what we all want? Even in a partner, someone who takes care of themselves and is strong. All right.
Yeah,
so
looks nice.
It looks nice. Exactly. This might be the perfect rose. 1-800-500-7590. That's the number you're going to call to order. The red is getting very limited now. We have some little bit more in the purple. If you can, get a red and purple, because Philip specifically brought those two shades to us because they look so amazing together. Philip doesn't bring you things in just random combinations. He brings you basically a garden plan when he picks his colors. So if you can get two and put them together, or even more, and mix those colors, do it. I think having the red and purple together makes both colors more beautiful.
Indeed it does. And I love using all these rich colors. That's why I did it with the sun patients too, where I've got that hot orange, which is the salmon, matched with the hot pink. But using those hot colors, it's what you see in fashion. It's what you see in art. Go with what the artists are doing, not with what you learned in the first grade when you had your color book. Be adventurous. Just because we got old doesn't mean we have to be boring.
Oh, Philip, I love you. Just if you do want these, please don't wait. You can see I'm holding a bouquet here of the purple and red together. Here's the purple, obviously growing from this beautiful shrub. You can get this home on Easy Pay for $7.50, which is extraordinary because we're shipping it to you in our largest pot, that giant 1-gallon pot. Well, Philip, I don't know if you noticed, but what you thought was going to be just a few minutes kept stretching and stretching and stretching. It's because we kept you on, because people keep buying and buying and buying these. We are last chance. If you want them, don't wait. 1-800-500-7590. Boy, did those smell incredible. Philip, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll see you next one.
See ya. It does smell so good in here.